subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello everyone and welcome to another amazing leader spotlight. This time we're going to be talking about Reiju and OP09. And honestly, Reiju was like the first deck that I really fell in love with. If you were growing up in the 90s and you saw a lot of Power Rangers, that's what Germa is, essentially the Power Ranger deck. And I think from the time they were released, even in OP09, I think they do really great. Like Reiju, if you take a look at the rank stats, they're almost right there at top 10. In OP11, when they get a lot more support, I am confident Reiju will be in top 10. Whether it's top 10 or bottom, we'll see. But they're going to do incredibly well. And honestly, this deck is so versatile, has so much, tech in it. And if you get the right cards, you can do some serious damage. And I'll be honest, one of the few battles I have difficulty with this deck is Shanks. Good Blackbeard as well too. Once the big bodies come out, if you're not making enough of an impact early on, it's kind of tough to come back to. But it's still such an amazing deck. Lots of combos. But let's sort of go over it. At a high level, I have a lot of the same cards you're going to see across most Reiju deck, but I do run a couple of different variations, which I appreciate. The first one is, I love this Yanji character. I think especially with Blackbeard, having that additional blocker, and because of what you do as Reiju, for people who aren't familiar, your turn, once per turn, when one of your Dawn cards on the field is returned to your Dawn deck, draw one card. And then you also have Reiju here, which if you have 5 cards or less, you draw 2 cards. So using this deck, you can build a vast amount of resources in a large hand where you can counter a lot, do a lot, have a lot of options. That's always cool. So Yanji, I love him. I think he's been working out great for me. And also selfishly, I kind of wanted to have all the siblings here. Obviously, Sanji's not here, hopefully in OP11. But most people only run these 3, this guy, and this beautiful lady. Having Yanji, very versatile, saved my butt quite a few times. The other big one is having this pudding. Way often have I noticed, especially if you're fighting against people like Enel, they're going to have really big hand sizes. And when you're going in for the end of the game, or you just want to screw them up really badly, just play the pudding. I've been in a situation where the hand size is about 10. You play the pudding, you do your combos, and boom, they're gone. Really cool. I know some people like to run multiple judge. I only like to one. I think I have plenty of things in my deck to search for this, and if it dies, I can always bring it back with Sora. But just so you know, if you're not familiar with Judge, when you summon him, he lets you essentially bring out all these different baby versions of Germa. So if you have 4, you can bring out 4, and then you can play out their bigger versions. So essentially with Judge, within one turn, you can go from an empty, battlefield to your entire battlefield being full. So really incredible. And now let's kind of talk about the Germa characters and their versatility. So these are all considered like the baby version. They don't really have any special ability besides -1 Dawn. And then you can summon, a German character from, your trash or your hand. So if you're a Yanji, you can play Big Yanji. And very often you're going to find yourself in this deck playing from the trash. So if you need to get rid of stuff or get rid of cards to do searching, don't worry about it. You're going to be playing from the trash. So he's definitely the most powerful you have. When you play him, you can essentially -2,000 any character, and you also gain rush as well too. So being able to -2k, getting that rush, makes it so powerful. Sora is really great, 2k counter, and on top of that, you may discard 1 card from your hand, and if you have equal or less Dawn, which you usually will, add one of your characters with 4,000 powers or less that has Vince Smoke in the name. So you can essentially bring back, most of these things. And just to stand corrected before, I apologize, you can't bring back Judge, but there's a lot of, cards in this deck that you can find Judge and sort of keep them. So that's always a positive. Next one is Niji. Really cool, especially against the Doflamingo matchup. You can either KO up to 1 character with 2 cost or less. So if you have those annoying 1 cost searches out there, he'll KO them. And the other one here is return one of your opponent's character with 4 cost or less. So if you're going against a Dofi, essentially all his cards are 4 cost. You can send it back, especially stuff like Boa, the blocker. Really useful. I did touch upon Yanji, very briefly. he's a blocker. He gets 1,000 power if you have less or, equal to Don as your opponent. So really cool. Reiju, we already went over this. Being able to draw 2 cards when you have 5 cards or less in your hand, really awesome. And then for people who aren't familiar with this deck, you might wonder, why do we have these Foxy characters in here? So Porsche is really powerful in this deck. So first, you can use this to look at the top 5 cards of your deck to find other Foxy characters. If you need more counter, if you need a block, with Chopper, you can also find Porsche herself as well too, which is really awesome. So when you play Porsche, you can actually summon a 4 power or less. So let's say you have 3 cards in hand and you have a Porsche and you have a Ichigo. You can actually play a Porsche who's 3 -1, and then play him and then summon the big Power Ranger, the big Red Ranger. So you can do so much combos with her, really amazing. Next one for me is Black Maria. One of the things playing this deck you're going to notice is very often you're not going to have a lot of Dawn. If you keep Dawn minusing 1, your opponent's going to have a crap ton more Dawn, more option. Black Maria is your opportunity to essentially get your Dawns back, be at an equal footing. And on top of that, she's a 2K counter, which is great. Most people run 4 of her. I'm running 3 because I kind of wanted more versatility here. One of the big problems I find in this deck is if you don't have the right combos, you can't do anything. So because of that, I love having 4 Germa Kingdom and 2 of these Germa 6/6 cards, which is cool. So with the Germa Kingdom, you can essentially disc 1 card from your hand, look at the top 3 card, and as long as it's a Germa card, you can keep it. Everything else sent to the bottom of your deck, which is really cool. And this is just another look at top 5 cards, find a Germa. So I think this is really important to have. And especially once you get out of Kingdom, you can now use these other cards to cycle through and build up the type of hand you want. And lastly, this is such a clutch card to have. It's not always used, but it comes in so handy, Black Bug. Essentially, you can take a 5 character cost or less and bottom deck it. So if you have any annoying cards out there like Lucky Roo, where from the Shanks deck, if you kill it, he'll KO one of your characters, send it to the bottom of the deck. So super cool. This is the deck I've been running, taking it to locals, doing pretty well. So let's sort of take it into a game and see how it actually pilots in real life. So we're gonna pick Reiju, quick join, Western Hemisphere, where all the cool cats are at. And with my luck, no, we just got a boa. Pretty awesome. So we typically want to go first. We want to see that Germa Kingdom. And look at that. We got a Germa, we got a couple of baby, we got big. Yeah, this is pretty good. So we'll keep this hand, draw it down, put out this castle. And right from the very beginning, I want to start piloting this deck, shuffling things around, finding the cards I want. So let's get rid of this. He can be in the trash. We can resummon him later. And boom, we got the first piece of our big Red Ranger. This is what I love to see. And turn. For people who aren't familiar with Boa, you may activate this card when a character leaves by one of your abilities. If you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1. It's kind of like a crappier version of Doflamingo. I was at a tournament once and I asked someone, why are you playing Boa instead of Dofi since a lot of the cards are the same? And the response he had for me is, did you see how Boa looks? So, hey man, to each your own, I guess. So we do have this cool card. If you can find a baby version of it, this would be so clutch. So let's get rid of this. Let's see what we can pull. And now we'll take a 2K counter. Can't really do much here, but we could play it on a Porsche, get some more bodies on the map. So let's actually do that. I think playing Porsche would be cool. Let's just get rid of some cards in hand. And if we find a Porsche to the Chopper, which is really cool as well too, we can get, let's return 1 Dawn. Ah, look at this. They would have just came up. So close. Well, we can't really do anything here. And yeah, we'll just summon this 4 cost. We have another one. Perfect. And because we used the -1 Dawn, we actually drew 1 card, which is awesome. We have 2 of these. We'll see what we can do with it. Sometimes I like getting this out and not summoning the Red Ranger, because next turn I can actually attack with this using my Dawn. And then I could, if I have the big Red Ranger, I can summon him out, which will be cool as hell. So here, we don't really want to, we won't take this. We'll give up. Gina, take the 2K. I'm waiting for the Jimbase to come out. Yep, there we go. I just called it. Yep, and he sends one of his cards back so he can use later. Took him back, perfectly fine. All right, so since we have two of these guys, I'm actually gonna return one and see if we can find. I could get him. I only have two in my deck, but getting her would be clutch. So I can get more cards in hand, so I'll do that. Let's go ahead, play her out. Get the big, beautiful pink ranger out. We still have two, which is dope. We'll probably put it down a chopper. Let's get rid of some cards in hand. Here we go. What will she do? Let's see. Give one up right there. I could attack with Porsche. I'm going to. Just make her a target next round. I do have a good amount of counters in hand, so I can just do some good stuff. And then we're going to put down Chopper, which is really cool because I get one of my Dons back when I use him. So I think we're looking at a good place. Next round, we have the big Red Ranger, the small Red Ranger. So we have some good things here. And of course, look, he played the Sengoku back, doing some more searches. Keep building the hand size because I do have a pudding. So later on, oh man, look how quickly they fill the board up. This is one of the difficulties of like fighting against this. But you know what? They gave my card back. I'm not against it. We'll do that. We'll use Chopper. We don't want to give up our precious life unless we really have to. You know what? I'll give up a Gina. And you know what? I'm gonna counter out of that because I don't want to lose board size here. This is exactly how you lose against one of these blue decks. So now we have some good stuff here. So since we have two Red Rangers, we can play from trash. I'm going to do the Germa Kingdom just to see what else I can pull out, which is always cool. So I can only get this Reiju, which, 1k counter. Not the worst thing. So we're going to play this out. -1, Red Ranger, draw a card. I got another one, Jesus. And this guy's pretty dangerous. Let's -2k him. And then after that, what we can actually do here, he does have a decent amount of cards. We're just going to go... Let's go 5 into this guy. We just want to draw some cards out, see where we end up. What will they do? Yep, typical. We'll give a 6 over here, see where we end up. Cool. I really want to kill that. I don't want this guy sticking around, and he probably has enough counter. So if I want to get the job done for sure, this is what we got to do. Cool. And then lastly, take her. Boom. Drain some resources from their hand. And this just puts us in a better position. Cool. Let's see where we end up. So what I'm talking to you about right now is typically what I'm thinking through my head as games are going on. But this is one of the things I love about this deck. See how he attacked me 5k to 5k? But look, I have all these cards I can trash now. I don't care. I can summon them later using the baby versions. So that's like perfect for me. He's coming for it again. He only has 5 cards. I'm going to go ahead and just use a pudding. I do have another one in my deck. Damn, she really wants that Porsche. Okay, take it. Just on OP TCG. I just realized his name. It's so funny. Oh, I do love this Dofi. You get a blocker and you get an on play to look at 5 cards and try to get out your combo move. This is perfect. Man, a lot of this is like heart pounding. Like, what are they going to do next? What do they have in their hand? Of course, he's probably going to send something back. Yep. Got my Reiju. Didn't really need her, but it is what it is. We got the Black Maria, which is nice. 7 down to 8 down, so we're not too far behind. Let's see if we can get another small Red Ranger. So we'll get rid of this. He doesn't have any counters, so I'd rather keep the Reiju anyway. We could get the Judge out. The Judge could be a game. We'll keep Judge. We might use him. We'll see. See, there's nothing else that I can really do, which kind of really sucks, but we'll get through this. I wish I had the Yanji. That would have been so perfect. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what? I'm going to keep one for the Black Maria. So we'll do 3 here. We want to clear out his board. You don't want a deck like Dofi or Boa to build out their battleground. If you do, it's gonna hurt. Yep, counter. Yep, get rid of the cards in hand. That's what I want. So we still want to get rid of that card on the field or get rid of, the blocker. So we're going to go here, attack. Will he give it up? Does he have a bunch of counters? Yep, he gave it up. Didn't give up his blocker, which is probably smart of him. I'm going to go ahead and put the Black Maria. Use the special ability to gain a Rested Dawn. This will put me back at 8 Dawn instead of 7, which is cool. Yep. And one of the things I love about Black Maria is it's activate main and you don't have to go into Rested. So it's not very often that you're going to be able to get rid of this card, especially with a deck like Boa. So what we see right here, again, boom, doesn't hurt. I have a 2K counter. Yeah, she's not touching me. Not happening. Ooh, that Kaido, that hurts. But you know what? This is literally what we talked about. We have the judge, so we can do everything we need. So let's just take a look, see what else we want to pull. Yeah, it can't hurt. So now we can actually, we have 10, 10, equal, or, yep, there we go. We deploy, use card activation, send one back, and trash 2 cards. You guys have no value to me. And now look at this. Boom, boom. These are the only 2 we can really summon, so I wish we had the other baby version of that. Would have been so cool. We got another Black Maria. That means another counter. So in this case, what we can do is minus, pick it up, boom. And then because we have less than 5 cards, we want to build that hand size up. Take out the Reiju. Look at that. Are you kidding me? I could do something cheesy here. I won't. I could play another Germa Kingdom, replace this, do another search. I think we're at a good place. I don't think we need to. I could summon another Reiju, but I think I'll hold on to her. Actually, no, I think I will. Let's see what happens here. He could do... you know what? I think I will summon out another Reiju. Can't hurt. Go for that. 4-4. Done a pretty good job. And now we can come for him. Cool. And then put that out. We're under 5 again, so we can use Reiju's ability. Boom, more cards. Just look at that. Look how easily you can build up your hand size. So at this point, Kaido's probably going to attack me at some point. If he goes for life, I'm just going to give it to him. I have 4 health. No reason to really, try to burn through my counters. But besides this 10 cost, yeah, there we go. Come on. And now if I use my Germa or my Kingdom, I can probably find another. If I get a Sora, I can bring back, the Little Red Ranger, get the big one, or find a Little Ranger through my searches. See, this is beautiful. I could take another hit, but let's do that. Boom. He has 6 cards in hand. I know the moment I gave up that Yanji, I'm going to be regretting it. So, ooh, I hate that. That's where they get you. Ooh, the gravity blade. It's just tough. Let's see. First, let's get rid of the castle. You know what? I'm actually pretty happy here. This is actually pretty good. Should I go for the Kaido? Nah. Man. What do I do here? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But then he can go for that. So it doesn't really matter. We could get the Porsche out. I think that's what we'll do. We'll start to build our field back up. Can we get... nope. Let's do that. Let's summon him. Boom. Summon one of our 3 Red Rangers. Let's see. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He'll be at 10. He still has enough cards, so he could counter it. Yeah, I don't think it's worth using. I mean, we could go for it. It's a big gamble. If we go for him, he's at 10k, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's what I have right here. So is every single card here a counter? But then he could just kill it with that. So it's almost like very pointless. I'm just gonna go for life. I think that's like our best move here. Now here's something we could do. We could use our searcher to see if we can find any. Let's do that actually. What did I tell you guys? Literally. You know what? I actually should have taken the other Ichiji and summoned the second one. I think that would have been a much better play. Kind of screwed myself, but it is okay. So what we're actually going to do here is we're going to play him out. You know, it's a little sacrilege because we didn't use his baby form, but I think it'll be fine. Let's go here. I'm probably not going to attack with my judge just because I know Kaido's going to kill it. So I'll actually go with this 7k instead. Hopefully we get a blocker going. You know what? I'm actually going to go for it. Hopefully kill the... Yep, that's kind of what we're expecting. And we put this out, and yeah. So hopefully we can save our judge here, or if Bo wants to go for a judge herself with a crap ton of Dawn. I feel confident we have a a good amount of counters. So we'll see what happens. Oh, of course, sent my thing back. See, I really should have gotten a second Red Ranger. It would have... Yep, that's kind of what we expected. Do we have enough? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We actually do have enough, so we're going to give them up. We had to save the judge. But now Boa could technically come for judge as well too. But will she do that? Or do you want to go for the Red Ranger? Plenty of options here. Yep. I don't have a counter. I got to give it up, unfortunately. Searching, trying to get something good. Man, I wish I could go back in time, get that second big Red Ranger. Would have been so cool. But let's see what we can pull here. You know what? We can get him back again. This actually works out. We want to fill our board up. So let's do this. Card activation. Ooh, we can get a chopper out, which is cool. Yeah, that's fine. Get the chopper. Activation. Get it back. We can put down another Yanji, which is really cool. Boom, boom. We have 2 blockers now. So I'm loving it, as they say. 5, 6, 7. You know what? Let's do this right here. Gotta take one of his life for sure, I believe. Okay. We'll do a 7k swing and then an 8k swing. Let's see where we end up. Yep. As expected. Now, is he gonna eat this as well too? Nope. Killed one of his things. That's kind of expected. All right. We're kind of at like the end of the game here. So even though he only has 1 health to my 4, he can still cause a good amount of damage here. I'm only down to 1 card, so really not much I can do. I'm still thinking about... That's one of the things when you play this game, you think about what could have happened. If I could have got a second Red Ranger out, this would have looked totally different. But I'm not, you live and learn. Let's see what Bo is going to do here. I'm kind of curious. What could she have? Cool, of course. So here, I'm actually going to block out of that. This way, I know Kaido's going to come for me or Boa. But it's fine. Kill that. Take it. If Kaido comes for me, I'll definitely block it with Chopper. Poor Chopper. Getting in this terrible situation. But I do love the artwork. So beautiful. Even though I can't see my opponent, I feel like I'm staring into their soul to see what's going on. Oh, there we go. As expected, I really don't want to give this guy up. Huh? So what will they do now? That's the question. The good part is he's at 6k, 7. Can they do it? They probably can. Go with her, but we'll see. Or will they play something new? Luckily, blue doesn't have rush. Yep, that's kind of expected. You know what? I'm actually going to take this because I need some cards in hand. Ooh, oh my god. This is going to be so funny. You know, let's actually do that. No, you know what? I'm going to save this. Because if he puts down a blocker or something later on, I'll actually be able to leverage. See, there we go. He put down the blocker. See, this is the clutch black bug moment that we were probably talking about. So I think we actually have enough to actually kill him. So I don't think we need to go and do all this. So one of the things we'll do right now is just get rid of his thing. Boom. That's great. Let's go 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? Let's go with Porsche first. Give her 6. Try to get rid of some cards in hand. Yep, kind of expected. 5, 6, 7. Do that. Is he going to give it up? Does he ever? Okay. So now, what we can actually do, we'll do 9 here, but we'll do a 6K attack. Get rid of any more counters they might have. Yep, as expected. And then here comes the big swing, 9. Can they defend against that? Maybe. Yes, and look at that. Literally, Black Bug won us the game. As I told people, such a clutch card. Even if we didn't have it, I think we could have won. We had a pretty good setup. You know, a lot of times when I play this deck against even a Dofi, it's kind of similar to this right here. But with Dofi, one of the big changes here is the board would have filled up faster with a lot more powerful enemies, which makes it a bit more difficult, especially since look where these guys are. You know, they're just hiding here. Like, he would have been clutch, you know, couldn't really find him. But yeah, that is a Reiju game. I really love her. I think she's going to be great in OP11. She's already great in OP09. Go out and play her. It takes a lot of mastering, but once you figure it out, it is clutch as hell. But with that, have a great night, day, wherever you are, and thanks for, you know, tuning in. Peace.